So, Tom,
Yeah.
what's the one thing that everyone needs?
It's got to be a car.
It's got to be a car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everywhere I look, people have cars.
Absolutely.
Barely a day goes by that I don't look outside and I don't see at least one car.
I've seen a car, I think, every day.
Seems like a fail-proof business.
I think so. They're everywhere. I mean, you might even be able to fit a car in this apartment.
And you don't see that often.
No.
But how cool would that be? You walked into someone's apartment and there was a car just sitting there.
That would be, I mean, I would be like, how do you move around in this? And then they say, well, it's kind of like a car bed, but it's in my apartment, but it's a physical car inside my apartment, and I sleep inside of it in my apartment.
It's a multi-purpose car unit that doubles as a bed.
It doubles as a bed.
Also, it's a lamp.
Right.
There's a lamp on it.
There's a lamp on it.
When you want to read before bed.
Mm-hmm.
There's a TV comes up in the front.
Yes.
When you want to watch some TV.
Yep. There's like a little popcorn machine inside if you want to make yourself some popcorn and watch a movie.
That's nice.
Now why not put popcorn machines in cars?
It's an ideal place, especially when you're stuck in traffic.
Oh my gosh.
I could always use some popcorn.
Absolutely. You turn around, there's a little counter, and then you kind of like a movie theater where you like, maybe you even employ someone to be in your car as like an employee who's like, what can I get you?
An usher.
One
of these runners that you like, the dine-in movie theaters.
Right.
And they come up to you while you're stuck in traffic and you're like, can I get you anything?
Yeah.
You need anything?
Yeah, yeah. Are they outside the car or are they inside? Are these like people stationed around like heavy traffic areas that just walk up to your car?
That's a good idea too, where there's a bunch of people in traffic.
Yes.
That while they're in traffic, they take your order.
Yes,
and
exactly.
They're like, can I get you anything? And you're like, I'll take the cauliflower bites.
They're like coming right up. They go to the side of the road. They have a portable oven that comes by. They just grill up some cauliflower and hand it right in.
It's a portable full kitchen oven, everything. Grilling up some cauliflower bites.
I mean,
some nachos.
I'm also in favor of like in non-traffic areas. People are speeding by. Somebody's like, what can I get? Oh, it's a little competitive.
Yes, they could it could be like a little bit of a competition.
Right.
Where there's two dueling businesses on each side of the highway.
Yes.
And they're diners. Or fast food trucks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a mom and pop.
Mm-hmm.
And then across the street, big corporate entity.
Uh-oh.
A McDonald's type thing.
Uh-oh. McDonald's, and people are like throwing things as cars are zooming by. It's kind of like can they catch it?
Yeah. Stick your arm out the window.
Stick your arm out the window.
Right. Venmo us. Venmo us quick.
We trust you.
We trust you. This is based on the honor system.
This is an honor system thing. We believe that you're going to pay us later, but you need food now.
We trust that once that burger hits your hand, you will pay us in the future.
Yes.
And there's no way of us knowing because we're not even taking names.
I think that's part of business.
I think that's an ideal part of business. And one of the things that maybe our car could feature is it's recording every transaction. It's recording everything. It's not just a car. It's also a bank.
Yes.
Every single transaction that you take while you're driving that vehicle is being recorded.
Yes.
And your net worth is broadcast on the side of the car.
Like sort of like on the top of a taxi when it has that stuff coming around like a counter and you can read it.
Yes.
It's like, I am worth $1 million.
And then we know as they pass by, because we own the food.
We own the food.
We own
Absolutely.
the food plate, and we also own the cars.
Yes.
Now all the cars are our cars.
We own all of the cars.
We buried the competition.
It's pretty much a monopoly at this point. You're out of here.
Toyota.
Yeah. Hyundai, see you later.
Exactly.
We
buried all we included them. We hired everybody
right
within the company. We're like, you have a home here.
Yes.
But all these other car companies are defunct.
Right. A real sob story.
They were crying.
You know what I mean?
They were. Oh, that's a car too.
Isn't that a car company?
I don't know.
Sob?
I think it
so.
is.
Maybe not.
That is a sob story.
It's a sob story.
Yes.
That they're not a computer anymore. A computer.
They're not a computer.
No.
Can you stop competing?
Can you stop competing?
Because there's no more computers.
Why has nobody ever hey, I see you're a competitor. Can you just stop that?
And be a competitor.
And just be a competitor, because we have a handle on this, you know?
Can we just like stop all the fussing and the fighting?
Let's stop it.
And just give us the business.
Just give it to us. Because we're not going to do anything bad with it.
We have a better product. Just admit to it.
We do, yeah.
Think of all the mental energy you're going to extract by trying to compete.
I mean, it's just a losing battle. Who wants to be exhausted? I mean, all these car companies must be exhausted.
They need a break. They need a vacation.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're here to take over.
And we're here to take over. Now, one thing that I love about taking over is flaunting it. And I feel like cars, you know, a way to flaunt it is, let's put so many decals on our car. You know, sometimes it's like, oh, their son must have gone to Harvard. They have a Harvard sticker. Let's put a ton of stickers on our car.
I love this idea because, you know, like often they'll just have the emblem of the car on the front.
Yes.
Like they'll have the T for the Toyota in the front.
Yep.
But what if it was like a Coach bag where the symbol was just coated all over the car?
The entire car has a T over every. Yeah, this is the most Toyoted car you've ever seen.
Because we are Toyota.
We are Toyota.
We took the name.
We had them stop competing, and they just gave it to us, and that's, you know, now we have it. So, yeah, I agree. Just put it all over the car.
Maybe we add an S at the end because you know how Twisters just came out?
Oh, yes.
The second Twister was Twisters.
Yes.
We're no longer Toyota. We're Toyotas.
Toyotas. That's right. To differentiate.
It's bigger, it's better, it's Toyotas.
Yes, it's TS, or TS all over the car.
TS, yeah, it stands for Toyotas.
Yeah. You take it through the car wash, and they're like, is this a Toyota car? You're like, no. You roll down the window, Toyotas, actually.
You're in the car. You're still in the car.
You're still in the car, yeah.
That's the promise of Toyotas, is the insides don't get wet.
That's a promise.
So if you go through a car wash, you can roll down all the windows because this is 100% waterproof.
This is a waterproof car. You can take it underwater, actually.
Are you afraid of, because sometimes that gives me a lot of anxiety going over a bridge, is this car going to go into the water? That's the promise of Toyotas, is you can drive underwater.
And another promise, which I don't think is scientifically proven, but I'm just going with it because I believe in this. Anything on you becomes waterproof.
That's right. Strap in the Toyota suit. You have to put in the Toyota suit.
That's right.
And then you yourself are waterproof.
You are waterproof at that point. So you can be on your phone underwater. You can bring your watches down there. Nothing's going to get ruined.
Nothing's going to get ruined.
And that's a promise.
That's the Toyota's guarantee.
That's right.
You know, another thing that I keep thinking about is that I love sitting in a car.
Me too.
I love putting on my seatbelt, but I don't like the driving.
No.
And I've read things that in 25 years we're all going to be driverless, and I think we got to get that early.
We got to be early adopters on that train, which I think is part of the fun. What about it's a driverless car, but we still get a Manikin?
I love that. Yeah, put like the crash test dummy from the old commercials.
Yes.
In front. And, you know, it is a little creepy. I think it's good to have options. It's like, do you want to be scared during your ride? We have that option.
You can adopt that option if you would like.
Because we have dummies that their head spins 360 degrees.
Yep.
And they scream at a high pitch.
And they drive really fast. They don't slow down. They honk at everyone.
They're just erratic.
A terrible. You can request a bad driver.
That's one of the things that's actually a downside to a lot of these driverless vehicles, is they said like a lot of the road rage is going to decrease. But isn't that part of the fun of driving?
Absolutely.
So you can go with a road rage model.
Yes. See, like that's so much fun because the idea of a driverless car is that it's going to be safe and perfect, but that's not always what people want, you know?
I love a little imperfection every once in a while.
Absolutely. I want my driverless car to get lost, and it's like it asks you for directions. They're like, I don't know where the hell I'm going, actually.
Do you want an adventure? Let's go with the lost driver. They never know where they're going.
They run out of gas in the middle of the desert.
And you're like, okay, I guess this is where we live now.
And this is honestly the point of I mean, one of the reasons why I wanted to create Toyotas with you is I want to get myself, out of gas in the middle of nowhere, and I have to go camping with a Manikin.
Click that one button in the front of the dashboard. That car is now a tent.
You're
camping.
You're camping.
You're camping.
You're getting to know your Manikin.
And now you're hanging out and you're getting to know. It's like, how long have you been a Manikin? And the Manikin says something cryptic and it's like, I just woke up and I'm a Manikin.
Yeah, exactly. I was made to be a Manikin, but before that I was not. And you're like, go on.
And they're like, that's all I know.
This is the only memory that I have of this.
It's a cursed life.
And then you really learn to have empathy.
That's the promise of Toyotas, is that by the end of every trip, you will learn empathy.
Absolutely.
It is a crash course, if you will, in empathy.
Mm-hmm.
And because you're dealing with a crash test dummy.
This is right.
We should probably change it to crash empathy dummy.
Yes, a crash empathy dummy. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And by the end of it also, by the way, these are all rentals. No one can own any. This is all for the learning empathy experience at the end of the day.
I hate the fact that people can buy cars. It just makes me sick.
It really pisses you off.
It makes me absolutely sick to my stomach.
Why is that?
Because I feel you should only borrow a car,
right,
for going from your destination.
Yes.
That's it. And every parking space is filled with our cars, Toyotas, and you can only request. It's more like a city bike thing.
Right.
And then you just like dock it.
You dock it and then
you're done.
You're done. You're done. You hit it with the Apple Pay or whatever and you're done.
Anyone who expresses some interest in buying one, that's when we send them on the empathy trip without them even knowing.
Right.
Because it's like, I think you need to learn something.
I don't know if you have empathy in your heart, but you're going to find some.
We wish you the best of luck. We tap the car on the side and be like, good luck with your journey. And by the time they come back and like, I don't want to own anything.
And we're like, that's the point.
That's the
You've
point.
Grown.
You've grown. We put a little Toyota's crown on their head.
That's right.
And welcome.
And then, we also, I really think that we should also be able to at least ask them if they're interested, since we are doing these crash test dummies, these AIs, if they're interested in, being part of a new experiment. And that experiment is, would you like to be some of the first people that we implant chips and you get Easy Pass inside of you? I mean, who likes Easy Pass? I do.
What's easier now?
What's easier?
Like the Easy Pass, I'm like, here's this big bulky thing. This is not easy.
This is not easy.
It's like an eyesore.
Yes.
Put it inside my veins.
That's right. It's like a chip inside of you, and it knows that you're paid. You're all paid.
That's easier than easy.
Exactly. You don't have to attach anything to like the inside of a window or anything like that.
No. Now you are the Easy Pass.
And that also encourages people are now allowed to walk on highways. You don't even need a car. People can just go through Easy Pass and go as they will.
Cyclists, runners, dogs, animals, elephants.
Yes.
Boats
Why not? On the road. Why not? Why not put wheels on a boat?
Because I think like a lot of our Toyotas are also boats.
Right. Well, that's the other thing is we want to expand to the seas. I mean, this is not just about highways and roads. This is about let's get lost in the Pacific Ocean and learn some empathy. You can learn empathy anywhere.
You can learn empathy even in the middle of the ocean.
Probably one of the best places. The serenity out there.
You're just absorbing empathy.
Yes.
24/7.
And I mean, that's also, why not the sky? Why can't we have a flight where we learn something? Flying
cars has always been the thing that we were promised since we were little kids.
This is on Futurama. This is on all the TV shows.
Absolutely. The Jetsons.
Yes.
It is. One time we were going to have flying vehicles. Well, guess what? Our cars are not only driverless. They not only can drive in the water, but they can fly.
They can fly.
By water, by air, by ground.
By ground.
We are the car that is promising you that.
Absolutely. We're the most versatile experience of your entire life.
I mean, is it wrong?
Is that too cocky?
I mean, I feel like in a way, like we're leaning into a religion.
Right.
And it is a way of life.
It is.
I mean, I'm not saying you have to devote yourself to it, but just like take it for a test drive.
Absolutely.
And not just the car itself, but the religion.
Yes. We also sell literature, and you can take that in your car.
In the same way that every hotel, you go in there and there's the Holy Bible in every desk. In every glove compartment, it's our Holy Bible.
It's our Holy Bible.
It's the Toyota's Bible.
That's right. And, a lot of people think, they're reading through it and they're like, this sounds a lot like Carz the Movie.
It's the script.
Are we pulling that and we say, no, like Toyotas, we're cars with a Z. And, some people might want to say that we're ripping that off. But you know what? It's a similar script, but it's what we believe in.
All religion started somewhere. And for us, it is 2006 Pixar's Cars.
That's right.
Which I always felt like, what is this? This seems like there's something magical about what's going on in this universe where the cars just run everything. There's no people. There's no people. It's all cars.
And that's what I'm after. I want sort of like a car first experience in life.
Where there's maybe like people that we run through an assembly line and they come out as a car. Is that crazy?
I don't think that's too crazy.
Wouldn't that be a better life for everybody?
I mean, I gotta think that like you can move about much easier. You can get where you want in like a very quick amount of time.
You don't have to think about like, oh, I lent so-and-so the car, because you are the car.
Exactly. It's like, or you don't have to feel about like, oh, my car got stolen. I am the car.
Exactly. How can you steal yourself?
You can't steal yourself.
And nobody wants to steal you because they are cars too.
That's right.
They're also cars.
That would be absurd if somebody wanted to steal a car and you're already a car. It's like, this is already redundant.
And a lot of people are going to be, a little bit negative, and they're going to say, is this even possible? Well, I'm going to say, like, maybe a couple of thousand years ago when we were all fish, people said, I can't see us walking on legs.
Right.
But this is evolution.
This is how it works. And eventually, we're going to get into it's mostly technology and it's less about humans. And, cars, I'm going to say it, cars might have feelings too.
I've always felt that way.
Yes.
When people key a car, I take the key out of their hand and I'm like, would you key a person?
Right.
Why are you keying a car?
Why are you keying this car? Whenever I see, somebody go along the side of a tree and it gets scraped, I'm like, these cars do not, they don't deserve this.
And that's why I take my car to the car wash every day, because I know how I feel when I don't shower every day.
A lot of cars haven't showered in years.
When I see that, I choke up. I get sad. I get really sad. I start crying.
Yeah. I like to hose down my car, just, even because I don't think the rain counts as a shower.
I've always said that the rain doesn't count as a shower. Stop, although it's good to have a little shampoo on you at all times.
I don't mind it.
If it starts raining, why not take advantage of the situation?
Yes.
And just like start putting on some shampoo. And it's like, you know what? They always say rinse and repeat. I'm going to repeat.
And like, are a car's windshield wipers technically like the arms of a car, I guess?
This is a beautiful, I always think the headlights are the eyes.
The headlights are the eyes, yes.
The windshields are like, I think they're the arms.
Mm-hmm.
This is why Carz the Movie is so important, because I feel like everything that they do in that movie is sort of dictating and telling us where everything lies in the car, because it felt like the mouth is where what do they call it? The grill of the car. That's their mouth.
Yes,
that's where they would talk.
Yes,
and then I guess their legs are the tires.
The legs are kind of the tires.
Yeah, and they're moving around. They're like sometimes driving, but sometimes just moving.
And much like
their
legs, I don't know. Do your legs do this too? I have to pump up my legs.
It's always good to pump up the legs.
You gotta pump them up. I take my legs to the shop, much like cars, and I get them nice and pumped.
I'm like, can I get a tune up here?
Mm-hmm.
Pump up my legs.
Have you ever? Is it out of the question for humans to go to the shop and get some work done?
Now, this is like a great idea. It's like maybe like cars is great.
Yeah,
I love cars, but at the same time, can we find some sort of a hybrid? Yes. Where a lot of the car technology is downloaded into our human bodies. And we're moving at like 60 miles per hour because we went to a shop and they put a lot of car technology in us.
I love this.
I think this is like, actually, this new model car is a human.
It's a human. It's a human with car abilities.
Yeah, what do you think of this? We rebuilt a human body.
Right.
And we made it better.
We did. It's got everything a car has. It has radio. It has AM, FM, you know?
Yeah, and people will say, oh, you're playing God. No, we're playing AM, FM.
We're playing AM, FM. You want to hear some Led Zeppelin?
Come on.
We got it.
This is good stuff. Because we have speakers in the armpits.
Got speakers in the armpits.
We have an AM, FM radio in the chest.
That's right. That's right.
We have gears.
We have gears. If you're thinking about like airbags for safety, that's in the head. It shoots right out of your face.
Love this.
For safety.
I love this. Often when I'm outside in my human body, I feel vulnerable.
I wish I had an airbag.
If someone crashed into me right now, I'd have no protection.
No.
I need an airbag that can come out of my trachea.
Yes.
Like right here, my neck area.
Spring-loaded,
and
ready
just
to go.
Like pops out.
Yes.
If anything makes impact on me.
I mean, even when I'm feeling threatened
Yeah.
in public, let's get that out. It can be like activated by like, oh, this person's standing too close to me. Poof, it comes right out.
Also, an alarm would be good for that. A big, loud car alarm.
Oh, yes.
That sounds off if I feel a little bit threatened.
Right.
And then it's a boop, 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 boop.
It comes right out of the fingertips.
Yeah, it comes out of the fingertips. And now that other car, their alarm starts going off too. That other human
Chain reaction.
It's a chain reaction because
Yes.
actually that person was just trying to, like, they weren't trying to threaten me. They were actually telling me to get out of the way. But now both of our alarms went off.
Showdown.
It's
a showdown.
It's a showdown.
Now it's a showdown. Who's going to turn off first?
Everybody starts making a circle, and it's like a monster truck rally.
It's like Gravedigger time. And, you know, that's another part of this human car is like a chameleon, you can turn into Gravedigger.
You can, yes, exactly. You start inflating. You grow like 7 feet taller.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden it's go time.
It's go time. You know, people are like, people are starting to cheer and hold up signs.
Yeah. It's like we got a real, and there's a lot of space because there's no more cars.
No more cars.
So like all the streets are open for this kind of activity.
This is human monster truck.
It's human monster truck, and this is the closest thing you're going to get to a traffic jam because this is the only thing that's going to hold up traffic.
Right.
When all of a sudden there's a human monster truck rally that's
Yes.
happening in the middle of the street.
And it's getting promoted on TV, you know, in the same way that they always do, where they're like, this Sunday. And then it's like, Todd and Steve are going to turn into monster trucks. And people are like, who are they? But, you know, people want to show up and watch humans.
And people are going to say, like, oh, that's wrong. How is that any worse than boxing? Tell me. How is that different than UFC?
I think it's better.
I think it's better.
I think it's
a better challenge because at the end of the day, it's all about safety and repairs. Because at the end of each match, everybody's getting spruced up.
Everyone's getting spruced up. And for fun, you know, this is usually not something that's fun, but for fun, everyone exchanges insurance. We're like, I know I didn't hit you, but just in case, let's get each other's information. It's a networking event.
It's a network.
This is another way to network is I give you my insurance. Here's my insurance. We don't, you know, no crash here, but just so you know. And nice to meet you.
And you know what's lovely about that? You know how cars have serial numbers.
Yes.
So every like in like the main office of the car, they know every serial number of the car.
Yeah.
And I there's no way for me to prove this, but I feel like the cars somehow know each other's serial number.
Oh yeah.
So we know everybody's serial number. That's like the phone book. Now everybody has a serial number.
Yes.
And everybody can track each other like that.
Right.
We're all interconnected.
It's a big web of serial friends. Serial friendship.
We're all friends here now.
We're all friends here now. Yeah. Exactly.
And when we talk to our kids later on, it's like, what was life like before we were car people? It was ugly.
It was ugly.
It was a disgusting world we lived in where there was like, not everybody was friends. Some people were not friendly.
In fact, a lot of people were not friendly.
Yeah, and we don't like to talk about it, but now life is a lot like that, the Carz movie.
Yes.
Because I don't remember there being villains in the Carz movie.
I don't think there was any antagonist.
I mean, even like the worst character, it's like you're still just a car trying to drive around the track. I mean, like that's... Yeah, I put you down as friendly in my book.
Like that's the point of it is everyone is living in a world of empathy. No one is at each other's throats. We're all on the highway of life. at the end of the day, if you will. And guess what? There's no exits.
You're
on the highway of life.
Life is a highway.
Life is a highway.
Rascal Flatts.
That's a Rascal Flatts song, right?
That should be our national anthem.
There you go. It plays down. It plays down the highway constantly. It's like Party City, but if that was like the entire world.
That's a life I'd like to live in.
I mean, wouldn't you want to live in like a Party City lifestyle?
It's the party world.
Party world.
Aliens are coming to visit, and it's like, what is this place? This place is like filled with balloons and stuff. You just landed on Party World.
You just landed on Party World. It was a road trip to Party World this whole time, and you finally arrived.
Now, you bring up a great point, is that they were on a road trip in a UFO. Eventually, we're going to have to get ahead of the competition.
Absolutely.
And go into space.
We need to start bringing people into space in droves.
Yeah, and try to reach other galaxies and have Toyotas land on them.
And we got to do it fast because I don't know about you. I feel like we're behind.
Yes.
Right now.
Absolutely.
I think we got to just start trusting. It's like we got to get up there now. Who wants to go?
We got bogged down with this human car hybrid idea, which was fun to think about. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, we're a car company.
We're a car company and we need to expand.
And we need to get back to our roots, but also expand.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we have to bring what was so great about the original Toyota's model, which I don't really know what exactly that was, but
empathy machines.
It was empathy. And we're now on Apollo empathy, and we're blasting off into space, and we're going to deliver empathy to every universe.
And we don't know yet, how long that's going to take or where we're going, but I think the first step you need to take is turn the keys in the ignition. You got to turn the thing on. I mean, if we're going to be stuck in neutral this whole time, there's no real point.
This is a lot of philosophy here. I mean, all this should go in the rule book, but also in some of the posters.
The advertising for this is going to be huge.
Just turn the key into the ignition.
Yeah.
That's our just do it.
That's right.
Just turn the key into the ignition.
Right. This is our Nike. This is Nike's.
You can't stay. You can't stay in neutral.
You can't.
Okay? You have to go.
You got to get moving.
Put it in drive. Whenever I see a space movie, I'm like, these rocket ships, they don't look user-friendly.
No.
How can we just make it into... Same thing with the car. Put the brake on, put it in drive, and go.
Why can't we have a couple gears and make it really simple?
I don't understand why...
Why are all these buttons?
Yeah, there's this and this. You don't have, there's an oxygen level or something like that. I don't remember that being in a car.
No.
I don't want to see that.
I want to be able to be I gotta parallel park my spaceship. I gotta put it in reverse right now.
Exactly.
Why can't I put this in reverse?
You need drive, reverse, neutral, and that's it.
That's pretty much it.
And
turning signals.
Yeah, you need some turning signals.
Especially if we're going to be driving a lot. If there's going to be a lot of space drivers, we need to be able to indicate, I'm going left lane. I know we're in space, but...
Yeah.
I'm
heading straight towards Jupiter, left lane. I'm turning left. I got to get out of the way of Jupiter.
I got to pass you because I'm going to Pluto, but I got to drive faster.
We got to drive faster.
And there's nothing worse than somebody driving in the left lane in space and they're going too slow. I mean, I got to get to Neptune by 4.
I know. Come on.
Now,
in real life, I got to admit, I'm a little guilty about that.
I mean, I'm a slow driver.
I love being slow.
Me too. I love being safe.
Well, that's what I think the promise of the Toyota should be, too, is no more over 35. I think 35 is the max.
That's the max. Yeah.
Everybody's driving 35. Mm-hmm. And then you know exactly how long it's going to take everywhere you go because you're not going any faster than 35. That's it.
That's the speed limit forever.
Yeah, exactly. That's the speed limit, right, forever, till the end of time.
So no higher, no lower.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get pulled over. I mean, if you're going more than 35, you're going to get pulled over in space.
That's just the way it is.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
There's
no excuse.
I mean, we have speed traps everywhere.
Yeah, you get pulled over. Where was the space fire?
Where was that?
Yeah, you were trying to get to.
Right.
And maybe they'll say the sun.
Did you need to get to the sun now?
Come on.
Come on now.
Slow it down.
You get a speeding ticket, and going to court is it's
tough in space.
It's tough in space. Space court is not where you want to be on a Sunday.
You got an alien judge. They're just like coming from another galaxy, and over there they're like, what are they about? But that's part of our mission, is to figure out what are they about.
And that's what is good about Space Court. So I got myself a ticket because I wanted to learn about the alien judge. I just, I decided to not pay a parking ticket, and I was brought in. I want to know.
Yeah, we want to know what we're just going there and like, Your Honor, what are you all about?
What are you all about?
What's going on?
Can you tell me about Zebu? Your planet of Zebu?
And the alien goes, I just woke up and I was like, it's the same thing as the crash test dummy.
It's the same thing as the crash test. They're in a parallel universe.
They're over there. They're crash test dummies.
Yeah,
and they're the same thing as over here
in planet Zebu, where it's
planet Zebu.
I don't know. I just woke up.
I just woke up today.
Yeah, exactly.
Over here, you have a lifespan of 1 day. You wake up, you're a judge, and then you die that day. That's how it works over here.
There's a new judge every day.
Yeah.
At this space court.
And over there, they're really seizing the day because they wake up and they are like, okay, we got to run everything by you right now, but we only have 1 day to live.
I mean, could you imagine? Why is that not a movie? You wake up and you have 1 day to live, and you do every bucket list item you can imagine.
It's every day is bucket list.
Every
because you wake up and it's like, this is the day.
This is bucket list life.
That's it.
At this point. Yeah, that's it.
Because that's how it is on, I don't know if this is, Jupiter's not in another galaxy, but I guess if you were born on Jupiter and the gravitational pull is that bad, you might only live 1 day.
It's possible. This is definitely, this is possibly something that could happen. And, there's a lot to get to. So you wake up and you don't stick in bed. You're like, I got to get moving. I have stuff to accomplish.
I got to jump out of a plane.
I got to go, I got to go across the ocean on a raft.
There's just too much to do in 1 day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
got to become president in 1 day.
Right. And this is where our business kind of takes off because we have these multi-purpose vehicles that could take you from one place to another in like half of a minute.
We can transform you. You can get all your bucket list done.
You're just like moving. But thanks to Toyotas.
Thanks to Toyotas, you can accomplish everything in 1 day.
That's the promise of Toyotas. You can do everything in one single day.
And we have a mandatory return policy after a day. It's like, did you get everything done? Congrats.
Right. You have to return it by the end of the day.
That's right.
Or your money, we want to give you your money back.
And this is us talking to the judge. We're like, we will make your dreams come true.
And the judge is like, what?
What? I mean, this is just for a ticket. But okay.
Your Honor, I'd like to call my first witness. We open the doors. It's the car.
It's the car. Car starts rolling in.
Yeah.
Rolling
in.
It's
like, Your Honor, check it out. Check out the speeds.
Take a look.
Take a look at the tires. Give them a kick.
Yep. You got luggage. We have a trunk. You can put anything back there.
Judge is like, is this a bribe? No. This is our witness.
This is our witness.
Yeah. Swear him in.
What is it? Do you, are you going to tell the truth? So help you God. What is it?
Are you going to tell the truth?
Are you going to tell the truth? And the car's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. Oh, and now we're like, wait a minute. Hold on. Reel it in.
And then we close. We roll up. They have roll up windows. We roll up the windows and we talk to the car and we're like, we told you to say yes.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Are you
You're
saying
embarrassing us.
You're embarrassing us in space court.
What are you doing?
What do you mean you're not going to tell the truth? And the car's like, maybe I don't want to tell the truth.
Oh, the car's like being like playful. And we're like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
This is not a practice court date. This is
serious.
Come on.
And they're like, okay, I guess I'll do it differently this time. And then we're like, okay.
It's hard to get mad at the car.
It's hard
being
because
so
it's
cute.
just being cute and playful.
Yeah, I love it.
So we ask it again, right?
Right.
Like, do you plan to tell the truth? Nothing but the truth. So you got, and it's like, I don't know.
Gee,
like,
come on.
on.
This is terrible.
This is such a bad look.
Meanwhile, the judge is withering away because hours are passing by and this judge only has 1 day to live.
We can't get the car to stop having fun.
Right.
And that's a good problem sometimes.
Sometimes
it's
it is.
You're having too much, but sometimes it's too much fun.
It's too much fun.
And we need it to be serious.
Right.
So we have to have a serious talking to. We turn all the lights out in the car. We sit inside.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay.
We need a recess in the car.
We need a recess. Exactly.
And we
exactly.
we take a moment.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, look, we gotta group together. Like, listen, Your You're our star witness.
This is everything hinges on you right now.
Yeah.
To be serious.
We could go to space jail.
This is serious. The space jury. We haven't bribed anyone on the space jury. This is like
going slow in the left space lane. That's a life sentence.
That's a life sentence.
What are you doing to us?
Because we're in Jupiter County, and this is a serious offense.
Yeah.
So let's kick it on here. Let's do it.
Right. Back into the court. It's like, okay, time in.
Yeah.
And we go, okay, now do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth?
The car is like, I mean, okay.
Now, as soon as that happens,
right,
we go, mistrial. I love mistrial.
And I love
I love mistrial.
And I love saying mistrial.
Yeah,
like,
mistrial.
Even though we're on, it's like mistrial. And we really got to convince everyone that like we're allowed to do that.
We're like shaking up the jury. Mistrial.
And they're all like, I hate jury duty. I don't want to go to jury duty.
Yeah.
And, then I guess recess and we float away. And that's the beauty of space.
You can float away.
You can float away from situations.
Your Honor, we declare gravity, and then we just float.
And we're like, sorry.
And then we're just like floating in space for a while. And we're just like traveling.
We're just traveling. We see a couple planets go by, and we wave at them.
How you doing? And this got me thinking. I was like, you know what? Life is just, honestly, a little better without a car.
I think so.
Just like floating here in space, you're totally tuned off. You're off the grid. You're, off a cell phone. You're not chained to the drudgery of car life. And I kind of like this a little bit better.
I think so. Me too.
Yeah.